What if I told you that some of the most ordinary foods in your kitchen, the kiwi, the salmon, even a simple bowl of rice, are connected to discoveries so shocking? A century ago, people were dying from paralysis, mysterious bleeding disorders, and illnesses no one could explain. Then, a handful of scientists uncovered invisible molecules in our food that literally keep us alive. Today, we're breaking down the top 5 Nobel-linked vitamins that influence how long you live, and the exact whole natural foods that deliver them. Our story begins with a strange medical mystery in the tropics. In the late 1800s, thousands across Asia were collapsing from a terrifying disease called beriberi. Their legs paralyzed, hearts failing, minds confused. No one knew until a Dutch scientist made a shocking observation. Chickens fed polished white rice developed the same symptoms, while those eating unpolished rice stayed perfectly healthy. That clue led Christian Ichikman to the discovery of vitamin bone, the spark plug nutrient your cells need to make energy. And here's why bone is so crucial for longevity. Vitamin bone fuels your mitochondria, turning food into energy. Without enough, your brain slows, your nerves misfire, and your muscles weaken, the exact pattern Ichikman observed. In other words, you could eat plenty of calories, but without bone, your body can't. All food sources of bone, pork. Richest and most absorbable, whole grains like brown rice. Barley, oats, legumes like lentils and black beans, seeds and nuts, especially sunflower seeds. Pecans and macadamia next. Let's sail to the open sea. For centuries, sailors on long voyages mysteriously fell apart. Their gums bled, old wounds reopened, muscles wasted away. Entire crews died from scurvy, and no one understood why. The breakthrough came when doctors noticed sailors with access to fresh fruits and vegetables stayed healthy, while those on salted meat and biscuits wasted away. It wasn't until the 1930s that Hungarian scientist Albert Schent Gergi, the molecule responsible, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, earning the Nobel Prize. Vitamin C became known not just as the anti-scurvy vitamin, but as a guardian of cellular health. Vitamin C is one of the body's most important antioxidants, protecting DNA from damage, supporting immune cells, strengthening collagen in skin and vessels, enhancing iron absorption, and boosting repair. Without it, the body ages rapidly, just like those scurvy-stricken sailors. Natural sources of vitamin C: kiwi, often richer than oranges, red peppers, strawberries, citrus fruits, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Now, if vitamin C taught us that plants hold life-saving molecules, the next discovery showed that one vitamin controls something even more fundamental: your blood and bones. Vitamin K came from a paradox. Animals on fat-free diets bled uncontrollably. Protein, minerals, or sugars, nothing helped. Then Danish scientist Henrik Dam discovered a fat-soluble compound in certain foods. He called it vitamin K, winning the Nobel Prize. Vitamin K does more than clot blood. It directs calcium into bones and away from arteries, keeping bones strong and vessels flexible. Without it, calcium does the opposite, hardening arteries and weakening bone. Sources of vitamin K: leafy greens, kale, spinach, collards, cone, supports clotting, natto, fermented soybeans, rich as K2, heart and B1 benefits, egg yolks, grass-fed cheeses, kimchi, sauerkraut if vitamin K guides calcium. Vitamin D decides how your body absorbs it. Its story starts under the sun. It helps calcium absorption, supports muscles, strengthens immunity, and regulates inflammation. Low vitamin D is linked to frailty, chronic disease, and cognitive decline. Natural sources of vitamin D: sunlight, most potent; fatty fish, Salmon. Mackerel. Sardines, egg yolks, mushrooms exposed to UV light, finally. The vitamin that shapes how you see the world and defend it. Its story starts with vision. People went blind at night or developed other eye disorders. In the 1960s, Wald's Nobel-winning research revealed vitamin A is essential for forming light-sensitive molecules in the retina. Vitamin A is also critical for immunity, skin health, and cellular repair, cornerstones of longevity. Without it, vision falters, immunity weakens, and tissue regeneration slows. Sources of vitamin A: animal-based, beef liver, egg yolks, butter from grass-fed cows, retinol; plant-based, carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkin, dark leafy greens, beta-carotene from bone to A. These Nobel discoveries reveal a powerful truth. The foods we eat aren't just fuel, they are life itself. Choosing whole, nutrient-rich foods gives your body the tools to stay strong, resilient, and healthy for decades. But understanding these vitamins is just the beginning. What really matters is how they interact inside your body, and how the foods you choose daily can tip the scales toward longevity or premature aging. Every meal you eat is like a small experiment. Your body testing whether you're giving it the tools it needs to survive and thrive. Vitamins don't work in isolation. They exist in a delicate web of chemical reactions, enzyme activations, and cellular communication. Bone fuels your mitochondria, yes, but without minerals like magnesium, those mitochondria can't fully operate. Vitamin C strengthens your collagen. It also depends on the presence of copper and iron to repair connective tissue effectively. Vitamin K decides where calcium goes, but calcium itself needs vitamin D to even enter the bloodstream efficiently. In other words, longevity is not just about eating these nutrients, it's about feeding the system as a whole, creating synergy that allows your body to function at its best. Even though we have access to more food than any generation in history, deficiencies in these vital nutrients are still common. Highly processed foods often strip away the very compounds that earned Nobel Prizes for their life-saving power. Polished rice, refined flour, and even packaged snacks are convenient. But they often leave your body hungry for the vitamins it craves, slowly sabotaging your energy, immunity, and resilience. That's why understanding the history of these nutrients isn't just academic. It's practical. It tells you exactly which foods to prioritize, which ones to combine, and how to prepare them so your body can absorb their life-giving molecules. Let's take bone again. It's easy to overlook it because we associate energy primarily with calories, carbs, and sugar. But without thiamine, your cells literally cannot convert glucose into usable energy. This is why populations eating processed grains suffered from beriberi, and why even today, people with high sugar diets but low bone intake experience fatigue, poor memory, and nerve problems. The solution isn't energy drinks or caffeine. It's simple, whole foods. Nuts, seeds, legumes, pork, and whole grains. Each contains not just bone, but also cofactors like magnesium and phosphorus that help the nutrient activate properly inside your cells. Eating these foods consistently builds a foundation for energy that lasts all day, unlike quick spikes from refined sugar. Vitamin C works similarly. You might have heard it as a remedy for colds, but its story is far more profound. On the high seas, sailors without fresh fruits literally fell apart. Their tissues weakened, their immunity collapsed, and they aged rapidly before their time. In today's world, chronic low-level vitamin C deficiency contributes to fatigue, slow healing, weak immunity, and even accelerated cellular aging. The difference between taking a synthetic supplement and eating a kiwi or red pepper is enormous. Whole foods contain not just vitamin C, but also flavonoids, polyphenols, and other phytonutrients that enhance absorption, reduce inflammation, and protect your DNA. In short, vitamin C is more than a molecule. Infection and aging. Vitamin K and D are another powerful duo to consider. Alone, each has a role, but together, they orchestrate a symphony for your skeletal and cardiovascular systems. Vitamin D ensures calcium is absorbed efficiently, while vitamin K tells your body where that calcium should go. Without both, calcium ends up in your arteries instead of your bones, contributing to stiffness, cardiovascular disease, and fractures later in life. It's fascinating to think that a simple nutrient found in leafy greens, fermented soy, or sunlight could determine whether your arteries remain flexible or brittle decades down the road. Natto, for example, has been linked with extraordinarily low rates of fractures in Japan. Egg yolks, grass-fed cheeses, and fermented foods like kimchi and sauerkraut provide smaller amounts but are easier to integrate consistently into your daily diet. When paired with regular sun exposure or vitamin D-rich foods like salmon, you're giving your body the precise molecular signals it evolved to need for long-term survival. Vitamin A completes this picture by showing how essential nutrients affect not just the body, but also perception, immunity, and repair. Retinol from animal sources and beta-carotene from plants together support vision, strengthen your immune system, and repair cellular tissue. Consider that vitamin A deficiency was historically linked to night blindness and higher susceptibility to infections. Today, subtle deficiencies contribute to slower recovery from illness, weaker defenses against pathogens, and premature skin aging. By incorporating a mix of carrots, sweet potatoes, leafy greens, and animal-based sources, your body gets both the immediate and long-term support it needs to function optimally. Here's the bigger truth. These vitamins don't just prevent disease. They influence how long and how well you live. Modern science is now uncovering links between nutrient sufficiency and longevity genes, cellular repair mechanisms, and inflammation control. When your body has bone, C, K, D, and A in sufficient amounts, your mitochondria generate energy efficiently. Your immune system detects and neutralizes threats. Your bones and arteries stay strong. And your skin, eyes, and tissues regenerate effectively. In essence, you're not just surviving, you're building resilience at a cellular level. This is why whole, nutrient-rich foods are irreplaceable. Supplements can help in certain cases, but they can never replicate the natural synergy of nutrients working together, as they do in real food. Every bite of salmon, every handful of nuts, every leaf of kale, and every slice of kiwi is like giving your body the blueprints and building materials for a long, healthy life. When you eat well, you are literally feeding the very molecules that Nobel Prize-winning scientists spent their lives discovering. Molecules that keep you alive, energetic, and resilient. Ultimately, longevity isn't about one miracle vitamin, one superfood. It's about a system, a network of nutrients that evolved over millennia to sustain human life. The lessons of history, from the rice fields of Asia to the high seas of Europe, show us that our survival depends on what we put on our plates. By choosing real, whole foods rich in these essential vitamins, we honor the discoveries of the past and invest in our future health. So the next time you prepare a meal, think of it as more than sustenance. Think of it as a strategy to support your energy, immunity, bones, and vision. Your very blueprint for longevity.